Nick, can you explain what your role is?
Well, my job's, I'm called Head of Corporate Social Responsibility, and the company is Turner Broadcasting Europe, Africa and the Middle East. And we're the company behind CNN, Cartoon Network, Cartoonito, Turner Classic Movies. Got a big variety of channels in, I think it's about 20 languages now, so we cover all these different areas. So because of that, we're a very mixed up company. We're a bit unlike most, where they just have one main function. So as a result of that, we have quite a broad CSR offering. And as well as CSR, actually, I look after diversity and environmental issues. So I generally try and combine the three.
And how does CSR work with your employees in terms of engagement?
Well, all employees, have 16 hours paid volunteer time to use every year. And so I offer, about once a month, I offer them something that they can do. But as well as that, if they don't want to work for a charity of their own choice, then I will help them to do that as well.
And what do some of those initiatives look like?
Well, it's a very broad range. I've really discovered, I think partly because we are such a broad-based company, that there's no point in having like one charity of the year. We've got people who are very serious news people, and we've also got people doing cartoons for 3-year-olds. So one size does not fit all, I think, in our case. So the range, I suppose, goes from something we've got tomorrow, which is getting people who were brought up in care to come in at lunchtime, and I've got 12 volunteers, I think, from around the company to come and talk to them about how they got their jobs. That's a small thing which just takes an hour. At the other end of the spectrum, we build a school every year in Africa, and for that people have to fundraise £1,000 and spend a week in, it's going to be Malawi next, it was Rwanda this year, actually physically building a school. So huge variety, really.
And what feedback do you get from employees that have gone on these initiatives?
Well, it's all excellent, to be honest. I think probably because there is such a variety. So if you just do the one-size-fits-all thing, where you say, okay, this is the volunteer day, and you're all going to go and, I don't know, dig a garden or something, some people will enjoy it, and a lot of people won't. And I think the trick to our success really has been to offer this very, very broad range, which means that you'll always find people who will find something that they like doing. And the people brought up in care example that I mentioned is typical of that. There are several of the people coming tomorrow have never volunteered before, but something about this touched them, and they've thought, this is a really worthwhile cause.
And do you think it's important for your employees to have those kinds of opportunities?
I think it's hugely important, actually, yes. Obviously they're paid to come and do a job, but the reason that Turner is rather a special company to work for is that we do offer all of these things, and people genuinely get very, very engaged with them. They have, as I say, 2 hours a year of paid volunteer time, but some of them then choose to go on and do a lot more than that. And some of them find issues that they really do feel very passionate about. And as well as being able to do good in their work time, it's I suppose makes them feel much better about working for Turner, and seeing that Turner is not just there for its pound of flesh, making them work as very, very hard 8 hours a day. They're actually good enough to give them a bit of leeway to do some good for society as well. And what that does is means that people just basically don't leave. It's almost a problem now at Turner that people don't want to go because they like working there so much.